doubled by Duma.
Because
Survives
res
getting
is
doubled
good.
by Duma.
Yes.
Wow.
And that double from Duma also includes Draconic Aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys. Wait, how does she even get double? Oh, Bold Fighter breaks the...
No,
breaks-
he. I think it's just naturally fast enough.
Yeah, no. Bold Fighter breaks Imera. Well, they
It
cancel each
will
other
break
out.
Ymir.
And it becomes a speed check, and then he outspeeds. Alright, makes sense.
Yeah,
And my Duma also has armor boots, so he's able to actually reach her. If I had like some more flowers or just a couple more merges on Duma, then she might actually die. But the fact that she's able to take on Duma and survive when Duma initiates is absolutely insane.
This is, just hearing this is absolutely insane. What the... That doesn't make any sense to me. But I know it's real.
Yeah.
I could believe it.
It's terrifyingly real.
So the reason why it's real, guys, is because Imera drops your attack by 6, so this effectively becomes 42 res. Yeah. In this case, merged up Edelgards with more flowers, it could be even higher.
Especially if you go plus res, which is a legitimate option.
Right, it is.
Yeah, because that balances out defense and res once you get to the end of everything.
But in terms of this build, why this build is so effective, Heavy Blade with Raging Storm is very, very good. If Raging Storm triggers on a Dragonstone or Beast hero, you attack, they attack, you attack, Gale Force triggers. Well, no. Raging Storm triggers, Gale Force is ready for the next battle, is what really happens. But if you don't get the kill, you attack, they attack. So it's 3 cooldown minus drop, so 3 of 4. And then you can attack something, kill it, and then Raging Storm triggers, and after you attack something else, Gale Force can trigger. So that's still 3 turns. The reason why you want Quicken Pulse with Gale Force is just in case you hit a mage or something. So you attack, nothing happens. Raging Storm triggers, you get another turn. You attack, kill them, and now Gale Force triggers. That's the scenario case for that.
We're so lucky she doesn't have slaying.
Oh yeah, if she had slaying,
Yeah.
absolutely busted. I mean, I still think she's pretty busted.
Oh,
but-
she's busted, but yeah, slaying
Yeah.
could have done like death blow instead. and that
Yeah,
would've
if you kept her seal slot open too, what could have she done? What could have she done?
Yep. Out of all the new heroes that we've gotten lately, like within the past few months, I actually think Edelgard is one of the more balanced ones, simply because there are counters to her. Like
Yes.
there
There
are
counters to Kron.
there are
anything
really
relatively
hard
green.
counters to Edelgard.
Okay, but I would like to bring this up. By the way, guys, some people have been telling me, like in the YouTube comments, I won't mention who, but they're like, Lysithea kills her. I'm like, wow,
Oh, duh.
that is the
Well,
worst.
Lysithea kills almost everything.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the worst measure I've ever heard. Lysithea kills just about everything. Yeah, she kills her. So what? She kills everything else too. It doesn't matter. That's not how you view a unit.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think the only unit that's capable of regularly surviving Lysithea is Legendary Julia.
Easily. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'm just saying, like, come on, guys. You can't just look at it like, oh yeah, I have this one hero that can counter them. Therefore, this hero's not broken. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, a hero can be
Yeah,
broken even if something can beat them, guys. You gotta. That's something that for some reason has to be explained. But yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. The biggest thing that keeps Edelgard relatively balanced is that she does require setup to really just get going. But once she gets going, it basically turns into a rampage and good luck stopping her.
Turns into a raging storm, you could say.
Come on.
Yeah. I should have expected that.
But that is exactly why Edelgard is so good. Because she can just wipe out an entire team by herself. Like, that is something that no other hero can do. And that is why you have to respect Edelgard. I'm pretty sure people will see, if you're especially in Ether raids, in the coming weeks and months, of just Edelgard just wiping out her entire team. It
When
might,
she's bonus, good luck.
especially as bonus, +4 to everything, yeah.
Yeah. Expect Edelgard sweeps.
Yeah. if you give Edelgard summoner support, full merges with plus attack, and full flowers, then with bonus stats, she reaches 77 visible attack.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead. Yeah. Okay, but we'll move on. Edelgard is amazing. I would like to show off more Edelgards if you guys have them, but yeah. To be honest,
the only problem is they're going to be the same build.
They're going to be the same build. To be honest, though, I think this is the best build. I don't. Prison Mike with the Crusader Light Julia, and you've butchered her. You friggin' monster! What the is the point of this?
Okay, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing these Halloween.
Why,
weapons.
guys? I friggin' get it. Okay, it's friggin' Fury. Fury's good. It jacks up your stats. But why? The best thing about her is her tome.
Well, it's actually her beast slot, but her tome is really good.
What? Well, I guess Light and Dark's a part of it, but her tome's super good. She's not effective against dragons at all times. She needs her tome, guys.
Yep. Not to mention you're going neutral speed, so it's like, yay! 45 speed. 47 actually. Okay, maybe with Light and Dark, that speed starts to show up a little bit.
You know, the worst thing is he has a pretty ideal Julia for like the normal build. 44 res plus res.
Yeah, we can definitely go with penalties on that.
Oh boy. Okay, so the reason why Prison Mike, you deserve to go back to prison for this. It's the reason because Light and Dark actually allows her to be much faster than you expect her to be. All stats -2 on foe, which is the same thing as you increasing like speed by 2.
4,053,176,940 switch to cure on the bear kit from last time. Anyways, here's a F. Robin.
Thanks, Nexus Spain. I'll check it out. But yeah, to clear this up, it also takes away your buffs, so you cannot buff them for speed. So you're fighting her straight up. Well, they're all buffs, but yeah, you're fighting her straight up. So when you do attack speed, solo, darting blow, and spooky sensor, this gives you +3 to everything and acts as fury. You refined it for speed, so it gave you 5 extra speed to hit you to 33. Attack speed solo triggers, you get to 39. Darting blow triggers, you get to 45. Light and Dark triggers, you get to 47. So she's actually 47 when she's alone and initiating. But you know what I have to say to that?
What's that?
What's the point? Why don't you just run Tail 2? Like, why? The only thing that's separating them in that case would just be Light and Dark. That's it. Tail 2 actually has like what? How fast does Tail 2
darting
reach?
blow toe.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Because
Tail 2 has 35 base speed.
Yeah, so you just use Tail 2 instead. That's there would just be no point of Julia. Julia's special because of her tome and her B skill, but her tome is a big part of it. Because effective against dragon foes grants attack +3 at start combat if units attacks over foes attack res +6 during combat. Makes her excellent versus other mages, excellent versus dragons, which combined with Light and Dark, they can only hit her on her res, so you're taking like no damage. So that's why this is super depressing for me to hear about.
Yep. For Legendary Julia, I personally say there are 3 boons that are very good for her. Plus attack basically just almost guarantees that the bonus stats from Virtuous Naga are going to be there, and I think that puts her at the highest attack of any mage in the game, meaning that even Lysithea will struggle to actually beat her.
Lysithea still wins.
She does?
I mean visible attack.
Oh, invisible attack?
Yeah, as far as visible attack, I'm pretty sure that it puts Julia the highest of any mage.
By 1.
Yep, which is enough to get her that bonus attack and res +6, even against Lysithea, which makes it so that Lysithea is very hard pressed to actually beat her. Plus speed, because, well, Light and Dark actually basically gives a net +2 to all of her stats when you're actually running calculations and everything, which actually makes her just that little bit faster than you would actually think she is. And then finally plus res, because okay, if you're going to be capitalizing on that, okay, it's going to make sure that dragons will not be putting a dent in her, and it lets you use ploy skills exceptionally well. And attack ploy is something that works with Virtuous Naga to a ridiculous degree as well.
You can even argue plus defense just because at base 19 that goes up to 22, 24 with her B slot, and then, you know, passive, no penalty buffs on foe. They'll still probably be a little hard pressed. Nice close counter.
I think you wasted Spooky Sensor. Moving on.
He said he was bored,
Okay.
and that he could switch to the real build if you want.
You should switch to the real build. Off the menu, Felicia. Yeah, don't eat anything she ever makes you. 40 plus 1, 5 flowers, plus speed variant, so 45 speed. So 49 HP, 47 attack, 45 speed, 31 defense, 38 res.
Eldhrimnir.
Whatever, it sounds better than what I was saying.
Said.
Yeah. Glacies, DC, Special Fighter, Res Ploy, and HP Res 2. Ooh, Res Ploy? Wait, what?
Because her weapon works off of res scaling.
Proc Eldhrimnir more.
Oh.
Which makes sense, because being totally honest here, Felicia's res is in need of a little more than Flora's
Yep.
to proc it.
Okay, I see what you're doing, and I think it kind of works. It's just Res Ploy needs you to get in position, and you're friggin' armor.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
not the easiest thing
cardinal
to do.
directions isn't that bad for an armor.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing.
Another option.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using
Instead
on
of
defense,
res
though,
ploy.
don't run that.
Another option instead of res ploy is res smoke. Sure, it's not going to give her that edge in that first battle, but it will make
Yeah,
it
if she gets refreshed.
significantly easier. Yeah, and if she does get refreshed as well, odds are she's going to be with somebody who has armor march or in an armor ball, which is only going to make her even more difficult to take down. And then as an alternative for the seal, okay, yeah, HP res 2 does work, but an alternative for that is using attack smoke along with res smoke, just to make sure that she gets hit even less hard when Eldhrimir procs.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So the reason why
I'm just gonna say HP res 2 mostly because HP, you kind of need that. But you can also go with the full smoke pot if you just want to turn her into a smoke pot.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say this.
Yeah.
The reason why the reason why we're even like the res is just to illustrate for viewers in case I forgot. She needs to have up to 16 more res than her opponent to drop their attack and speed by 50% of the difference. So if she has 16 more res than her opponent, it can drop their attack and speed by 8. That goes a long, long way. Now, the problem is her res isn't that high naturally, so trying things like res ploy, HP res 2 is an option. But it's not very
Anima
consistent.
also has res buffs in Lif.
Okay, yeah, that would help a lot more. The problem is
Provides speed, not res.
Oh yeah, right. Thrasher's. I keep mixing them up.
Tracer provides defense.
defense. Are you?
Yes.
does anyone provide res then?
We do not. Yeah.
We do not have
For
that one. then.
Astra Anima, we do not have anyone that provides a res boost.
Dark.
For Light and Dark, we have Air and Sothis for
Right.
res.
So this is the one that provides res. I keep mixing
Yeah.
up the defense
Yun
and res
provides
ones.
speed.
Yeah, Yun speed, and then Bremenbon's obviously attack.
Okay, well, anyways, the point is, but you go through all that and you hit 38 res. If this is actually being used as Anima Blessing and defensively, some of the tanks will just shrug this off entirely. 38 res doesn't catch them.
Astra doesn't have a res buff either. So you kind of have to just go off the raw numbers of the tank.
I know, but even then, that's pretty good.
I mean, I've been able to use Flora at 38 res rather, and it still works just fine, in my experience. If you have more like shrines, definitely upgrade your Dark Shrine if you're doing this. You have shrines, sabotages, things like that. You should probably be just fine.
Well, I'll just...
And if you run her, I was also going to say, if you run her on a mixed team, then res tactic on a buff unit that you have on your defense team as well.
That also might help.
Considering she is Anima Blessed, that's something that'll give her another boost.
Yeah, you could always give her a res tactic buff. What was I? Yeah, basically, I'd say you got pretty good here. Though, if you're gonna use her on defense, I'd probably switch res play to res smoke. That's about it.
think Flora's better. I'll just say this. Flora's.
She is, because she is ranged, and she's actually a direct counter to bike if you run hardy bearing.
Yep, Flora's better.
Yeah.
Flora also has more res. So.
Yeah, more base res. And not to mention, if I'm being totally honest here, the speed penalty that Felicia gives isn't nearly as typically lethal as the defense penalty that Flora gets.
Yeah. So Felicia, I don't really think is suited for this role that you're trying to put her in. Sorry, that's just my opinion.
This kit is good.
The kit is
if you're
good.
gonna put on defense, I'm not so sure.
I think this kit works way better offensively. Like, you use her offensively.
Oh yeah, if you use her as an offensive sweeper with like Soul, or rather Noontime, I guess here, you get something really good.
Yep.
But
I was about to suggest Noontime because, it's just
it'll
more
proc
sustained.
quicker.
See what it is. Oh, you're right. This is something for Ether.
Oh,
Ether
you're
Rate's
trying to
defense.
use her as a bot for Wings of Mercy.
Okay.
I get this.
Wait, I'm gonna double check. Is this Ether Rate's offense or defense? AR
It
defense.
would pretty much have to be. Oh, it's defense.
It's
Wow.
defense, actually.
It could be either way, honestly.
Yeah, but it could
Yeah.
be used either way.
Yep.
The only thing is you might
biggest
want armor
caveat.
March somewhere. That's just my thing, because it's a little harder to put one unit on their own in Ether Raid's defense.
Yeah, it will depend on how your placement of your heroes, definitely.
Yeah.
The biggest caveat to using Fury 4 with Edelgard is if she one-shots 3 units in a row, then she cannot actually reach Wings of Mercy range unless you are only running her with 1 mythic hero and she is not on bonus.
Which she won't be on bonus for about a month or two, so don't worry about that.
Right. But as far as
You can't double
maintaining...
mythic.
Double
you
mythics will
expect to
keep
get
her away
carried.
unless she gets hit.
Which I would hope if you have that situation, you just set it up. If I apparently using this on both, so for the purposes of defense, definitely consider getting armor March, unless you can really set up your composition to make your solo. For the purposes of offense, just be careful and make sure she gets hit at least once, because you're probably running double mythics on offense.
Okay.
More than likely.
So here's the thing. We actually talked about this one.
We did.
As a potential, using Fury to make them into Wings of Mercy beacon. Yeah, it's not bad at all, because Edelgard's not really worried about dying because her defense and res and Imur. Like, if you have 53 defense and 47 res, you're not really scared of dying at this point. The chip damage is whatever. Take it. Who cares? And after you get the kill, after you attack, everything's just chipping your HP down and down and down and down. And then the Wings of Mercy heroes jump in afterwards and just finish everything off. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, this is... If you're not going to do Heavy Blade 4 and A slot, I'd probably do Fury 4. Or, Deathblow 4, but yeah.
Overall, this is really solid. Keeping Armored Stride and then having another unit with Armored March. I remember mentioning this.
This is what I would suggest, pretty much.
Yep.
Without any Armored Stride.
Yep. They can still end up separated, which will allow Edelgard her extra movement.
On later turns.
Yep.
Frederick is ready to delete Edelgard? Would Frederick actually win?
That's
Frederick is also
back
very
to
slow,
Frederick.
too.
Frederick will actually double, I'm pretty sure.
But she should be able to get doubled. And I don't think Frederick would...
Run Axebreaker.
Yeah,
he will double
I think he'll be
naturally.
Axebreaker if you really want to win. I don't think one
He will
shot
double
does it.
naturally, but let's see here. So plus attack plus 1, Frederick has 61 attack with his weapon. Let's say 67 with Deathblow A slot. That would be about... If you take off 6 because of Amir, that'd be 61. So that's about 91 attack against, let's say, base Edelgard. That's 39 defense and 40, so that'd be about 79. Yeah, she'd die.
Wow, she would die. Wow, I did
like
not
that
expect
10
that.
damage at that.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Still not gonna Breath of Frederick though. This is oh boy. Before Sylvia, Ninian was your HP bot for dancers.
I mean, Sylvia was before the HP meta really got in place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still see people try with Ninian for sudden panics, but more often than not, I see it with Sylvia's. So
I think it's because Ninian has more base HP, like by 2. So even in lower merges, Ninian will still beat Sylvia out.
Yeah, I mean,
As I recall.
if you can get to 40 plus 5 or halfway through the merges, then yeah, Ninian will be a better choice. It's also just because the light breath, I think is much more useful.
2 more HP.
Okay. If you can get to half the merges, definitely a better option. Which you're about at anyways.
Yeah, you actually get
The
your
Edelgard
second
defense
HP on
has
your
4
third
wings
merge,
of
so you only
mercy
need
and
3.
Bramaiman, and I do have her set up solo.
Okay.
Whoa.
4 Wings of Mercy and Bramaiman, and I do have her set up solo. Interesting. I actually want to see
That's
how that
intense.
works then. Because
Same here.
couldn't they just hit her and back off?
Depends on where she is, and if, you know, she can die.
She could die too. Yeah, that's what I'm interested in seeing. All right, interesting. But yeah, 4 Wings of Mercy is how you follow up on it.
Yeah.
Okay. HP speed 2. I'm surprised you don't run double HP speed 2. 43 speed with 59 HP is pretty damn good.
Yeah, you're probably, especially considering that's before anything blessings, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Though if you're feeling a little at risk, nothing hurts.
My biggest question is why Hone Attack 3 instead of Infantry Pulse, but
if you don't have the
regardless, yeah, not having the grills, that's a very valid reason on that.
So I'll just be clear. I do think what Manufacturers. That's what I was going to point out. Oh, come on.
Oh, it's there.
Oh, boy.
What happened? What did you learn instead?
Please do Panic Ploy instead. And it's 2.
Why did you stop at 2? What happened?
Wait, how is that even possible? I know Garrick has both, but you have to take all 3. You can only take Infantry plus 1.
Wait, then what happened? How did you end up here? Couldn't you have just killed a low tier? Like, you didn't even have to merge Marissa then.
What?
No, I don't understand. Because
Marissa has HP defense 2 as her option.
Could have killed a 4-star Marissa. But why would you kill a 4-star Marissa? I guess you're saving a bit of feathers, but like that's kind of short-sighted.
I mean, I guess if you have 3 more HP, then like certain comps, it doesn't matter.
I know, but it's just 20,000 feathers. It's like, I know it's a quite amount for everybody, but like this is something you can't go back on. If you do go back on it, it's even worse. You spend grails just for
There's always the chance you'll screw yourself over in the long run.
Yeah. So it's just safer just to spend that 20,000 feathers and wait. Okay, yeah. I don't really know what happened here because that's weird.
If you didn't take Sudden Panic, if you took it from Garrick, you could have just done this and then took an Infantry Pulse 3.
Exactly.
And Sudden Panic 3.
Right. You could have just done 4-star Marissa, learned Infantry Pulse 1 and 2, and then just learned Sudden Panic 1, 2, 3, and of course Infantry Pulse 3.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. Yeah, it should be Infantry Pulse, definitely.
Yeah. Or Panic Ploy if you're not running an infantry-based comp, which happens.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, the Ninian's fine. Defense, yeah, it's fine.
Defense are fine, it's fine.
Yeah, I would go for defense or speed because you're getting to that point. If you go for HP speed 2, like you just want to make sure Ninian doesn't get doubled. That's all.
I don't know. 43 speed isn't gonna change enough, I think.
If you go HP speed 2 and speed refine, that's another 5, so 46 speed. I think that would help her stay alive a lot easier.
Speed refine is only 4, not 5.
What?
Or no, wait.
It's 3. 3, and HP speed 2 is 2, so it's 5.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Regardless, it does get her a little bit faster to go for the speed refine, which is arguably as important for bulk as the actual defensive stats.
All right. Anyways, that would be my suggestion. I'm just surprised that you didn't get Infantry Pulse 3 because that's definitely suggested. Here's the thing. I know in the short term you might be like, I don't have any heroes reaching 60 HP or 57 HP. But here's the thing. We never know what happens in the future. So, yeah, rather than kick yourself over something like that, I would just commit to it just in case. Just in case. Because here's the thing. I still remember in the first year we're like, wow, 45 speed. Like, that's so high. Why would you even need to go to that high? Fast forward to now, it's like 45 speed. That's not good enough. Right? So a lot of people went for plus attack because they were like, wow, 45 speed, who cares? But like the people who went speed and kept it are now looking back and being like, well, we did the right thing. Right? It's the same thing. In the future, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's safer just to spend the bit of extra feathers and not regret it. But yeah, let me clear these up first. Yeah, number 1, Res Refine, because Pegasus Flight, it seems like people keep forgetting this. There are 2 parts to this, guys. At start combat, if unit speed is over foe speed -7, and then units res minus foe's res before combat, maximum penalty of 7. So you actually need to outspeed your opponent and then out-res your opponent by a lot to actually get the benefits. So
you don't need to outspeed, but
you don't need to outspeed. You actually can be doubled pretty hard and still be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Greater than foe speed -7. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you have to be within the... Sorry, to clear it up then. You have to be within the range of the speed, and then you have to have much more res.
Yeah. It becomes basically like, say, from near and Elder near. 50% of the gap becomes your debuff.
Yep.
But keeping in mind, it's your
My
visible
favorite
res, not
Grail
your
project.
in-combat res, so you can't use, for example, your stance 3 jacket.
1,457,483,962.
So to really take advantage of Pegasus Flight, I personally recommend going for plus res when possible, and then doing a res refine on the weapon, as long as it's reasonable to do so.
Yeah. But outside of that, in totality, this is still a pretty good Taya, because when she's hit, 7 defense, 6 defense, another 4. So that is 17 more defense, 57 defense.
23 on odd turns.
Pegasus Flight's almost overkill.
Yeah, like you're reducing their attack, but it's not doing much for you. In other words, you're reducing their attack against mages, because that's where it starts becoming impactful. In other words, it just makes more sense to go for plus res then. Sorry, Vanguard for refine for res. That's what I meant. My bad. Yeah, that's it. Just refine for res. That's it.
Maybe res wave, if you're actually going to use waves.
That's another idea on that. And the seals only have even waves, right?
I don't know. I thought they were putting...
What's that?
I thought they changed that.
What?
I can't remember offhand.
What were they changing? I missed that part.
Waves.
What about them?
Hold on.
Res wave.
Yeah, the wave skills that are available for your sacred seals are only even waves.
Oh, they'll probably get to odd eventually. It's just
In
a matter of time.
Yep.
But if you're looking for wave right now, odd res wave is on 4-star for Mercedes. So you can just get that.
And then if you give her the even res wave seal, then that just makes it all the more.
I kind of prefer if you actually kept steady posture or go mere swift stance actually, when that's an option.
Yeah.
I think swift stance
Those are
makes
definitely
more sense.
options as well. But with Pegasus Flight, that only checks visible res.
Yeah, but you still want more
half of
res.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can counter dragons.
Okay, so here's what I would do. Vanguard refine for res and swift stance. Is just to keep your res higher, because if Pegasus, we should be playing with the idea that your Pegasus Flight is always triggering, and if it is,
to some extent.
yeah, well, if it is, you'll always have 46 to 50 defense. 50 plus defense. In which case you're fine. So that's what I would do.
50 plus defense, about 50 res, and then your attack should be approaching 60.
All right, Anarchy.
As if Shannon isn't terrifying enough as he is.
Dude, your
What we got
names are
here?
so edgy. His Twitch name is Nexus Bane, and his in-game names are Anarchist. Very
Anarchy!
super edgy. Anyways, here's female Robin. Okay, 40 plus 10, 47 HP, 50 attack, 36 speed, 35 defense, 28 res, tactical gale, rally up attack plus, blue flame, mirror impact, ooh, defense res ruse, joint drive attack, and attack feint. This is... Wow, this is...
Would you make a forma?
This is a mess of skills. Wow, this is like everything put together. What the heck?
This is actually really solid for support.
It is. I just feel like you made a forma out of it.
Yeah. Blue Flame is probably the skill on this list that I would call the most questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Because it's Blue Flame.
Sorry, Blue Flame is not as good as people think it is. Just for points, in my opinion.
It's just premium.
Yeah. I mean, it scores well. This is a decently scoring build. I mean, to actually capitalize on it, you would need... Yeah, without duel, this is the best scoring build that you can give her.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna check the screen duel.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
Rally up attack. That comes from either Hot Springs Elise or Ophelia.
Correct.
Yep. And
no G-duel.
So that's basically going to hit the whole team whenever she uses that. Factor in defense res ruse, and the whole team being buffed means that anyone caught in that ruse is going to be hit that much harder. That turns what is normally a 6-point buff into an 11-point swing.
Yep.
How many ruses do you even need? What the heck?
What are you doing?
That is a lot of ruses.
What are you? Have you lost it? You don't need that many.
Attack speed ruse came from Brave Illywood, I believe. Speed. Oh god, you didn't even get speed res ruse 3.
You had to take the rally plus.
Fair enough.
Still kind of stupid though.
Bro, what the heck is this? This is. I think you've lost your mind. You definitely don't need 3 ruses.
Yeah, this is a bit.
Okay,
flex.
so we now know where the
flex.
bonus doubler came from. It was what's her name again?
Yeah.
Noe's daughter.
Nah.
Oh, nah.
Nah. Yep. Okay, so my only issue with you is your blue flame and the fact that you did all these ruses, because ultimately you don't need all these ruses. Defense res ruse for support purposes is very, very good. Just allow you to do more damage.
And attack feint as well.
The attack feint's fine.
Yeah, attack feint will work with the ruse, so it's fine. Rally up attack plus, of course, just to trigger it. Mirror impact, honestly, I don't really think this matters too much. When you're going for scoring green duel, you also have close counter, which is interesting because I don't really think Robin has much of a close counter function to her. She
35 defense is good.
Kind of has the defense, but I don't think she'd get the kill.
Well, no, but having the ability to counter is still pretty nice when you're mostly a support bot. Not to mention you might be able to beat up some colorless enemies.
Sure, I'll just say her A skill doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think Fury 4 is really good on her too, just for the perspective of all the extra stats against colorless and just keeping her alive.
Yeah, there's also TA, but you know, TA.
So for me personally, I would just do Fury 4. I don't really value the mirror impact that you have, just from the respect of I don't really think she should be attacking very often.
No, she's basically rallying, so you either go on your enemy phase or you dual phase the Fury.
Yeah.
It's like DC, Fury. That's about it, really.
Yeah, and when she does fight, it's against colorless enemies, which she has a huge advantage on, so I wouldn't really be worried about getting hit or getting hit twice.
Yeah. If anything, close foil would be nice here, but I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, spendthrift.
So,
considering that Robin is a Raven mage, I personally think that this is one of those situations where TA might be the best option because she's going to be support more often than not.
If you're just looking at the score perspective, though, I'd rather just take distant defense if I'm gonna really be worried about that.
You have Ruptured Sky. Just use Ruptured Sky. You know what? There you go.
Boom.
Ruptured Sky, Fury 4. If you're dead set on like running everything else, switch Fury 4 to Green Duel in Arena. Switch it to TA if you're really worried about colorless heroes. But that's it. Just replace Blue Flame with Ruptured Sky. Everything else is perfect.
definitely been flexed on a little bit here.
Yeah, this is definitely a